Guys, how are you all doing? It's your girl Cindy, and I'm back again today with another gist. I trust you guys are doing great. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. So I just want us to have a look at this video today. This black man is asking white allies to share how they are dealing with their racist family members. I saw this video and I checked the comment section out. Some of them that couldn't stitch this video literally shared their own, stories in the comments, which I'm gonna show you. Please check this video out.
I got a question for all of my white allies out there. I'm talking about white people who are legitimately down for Black lives. Like, you really believe that Black lives matter and you about that life. That's what I'm talking to right now. How do y'all deal with your racist family members? Because I know you gotta have them. Like, there's no way that you don't have a racist uncle, racist aunt, racist grandmother, grandfather. You probably got more than one. So how do y'all deal with that? Do you just not talk to them? Do you just ignore them? Or maybe it's the other side of the equation. Do you just go out of your way to call them out on their racism? Bro, what if it's your parents? Man, how do y'all deal with that? If your parents are just straight up white supremacists, like what do y'all do with that? Especially if you can't afford to move out. I'm genuinely concerned for some of y'all because, man, I don't.
Now, before I continue, please note that this video is for educational purposes only. It is not to bully anyone or harass anyone, but it's just to create awareness. So if I tell you that the most interesting part of this video is in the comment section, you'll just have to believe me. Now, on your screen are some of these comments that I grabbed. I just wanted you all to just read, a few comments. You could see some of them said their parents kicked them out. Some said their parents literally stopped talking to them. Please pause to read this comment if you want to. Now, I have put together a few stitches. Let's just hear from these white people. And of course, I'm going to show you a follow-up video that he did, literally responding to a comment. Please check the stitches out.
How do y'all deal with your racist family members?
I pretty much only ever see them at family gatherings. So if I'm walking past, or if I have to sit next to them and I hear them say something racist, usually I'll call them on it, and usually they'll shut down or change the subject. But mostly I avoid them like the plague because they don't respect my boundaries. Like, I don't like to be touched, especially without warning. And one time I put a sign on my back that said, "Don't touch me," and everyone thought it was hilarious to go ahead and grab me and touch me because I was wearing that sign. So I'm not safe, so I don't interact with them if I can help it. Which sucks, because then I can't call them on their bullshit either.
How do y'all deal with your racist family members?
Oh, where do I start? I do not have a great relationship with my family. I had to stop talking to my father because he's a racist, and his wife is a racist, and I am at a point in my life where I don't fuck with racists. I don't fuck with transphobes, homophobes, xenophobes. I don't really fuck. If you got a phobia of any kind of people, you are not my fucking people, okay? My aunt and her husband came to Virginia Beach to visit unexpectedly. So I reluctantly went down to the beach to see them. Was a great time for the most part, easy peasy, kept it light. And then it was not. My aunt was asking questions about, wanting, in good faith, wanting to understand my transgender, non-binary, very queer child who I love very, very much. And I always try to be a safe space for anyone who wants to ask questions especially ones that they may feel uncomfortable asking. I can only speak as a cisgendered woman, a mother, and that's my only the only experience that I can share is my experience as a mother and what I saw from a very young age all the way till like my child's 29. So I don't speak on behalf of trans people. I just answer questions that I can answer from a mother experience. So when I got to the part of the conversation where I was talking about transphobia being rooted in misogyny, and I begin to explain, of course I get interrupted by the man in the room. And let's just say that his little feelings were hurt, you know, because men. And so I entertained him until like he, you know, it just really spiraled out of control. And I held it together when he called me pathetic. I held it together when he was laughing and condescendingly saying shit out of his fucking stupid ass mouth. I lost it when he said that, well, eventually, you know, there won't be any more black people. Black people, white people just need to, you know, have babies and then just get rid of all the black people. What the fuck did you just say? I do not fuck with racists, transphobes, homophobes. I don't fuck with you. I don't care if you're family. That's where we have to draw the fucking line. I told him to read a fucking book. And I don't give a shit if I never see their faces again. I don't care if she's my aunt. I don't care if my dad is mad. I don't fucking care. Because if you are too ignorant to have conversations about the problems that we have in this country, and it's all wrapped up in your fucking male white fragility, I don't fucking care.
You about that life. That's what I'm talking to right now. How do y'all deal with your racist family members?
I cut their asses off. Now, I definitely can't speak for everybody, but when it comes to me and my family, blood don't mean shit. Blood don't mean a damn thing to me. It's all about respect, love, care, all that. But all my life, every time somebody in my family has said anything racist, derogatory, anything negative about somebody else, their appearance or the way they live their life or whatever, I tell them to shut their fucking mouth, explain my side of things when it comes to respect or why people do this, that, and the third. And then they either change their ways or I dip the fuck out and I don't talk to them again. Now, I've had a couple of family members be extremely racist as a child. To me, they're still racist as fuck. There always will be. But other people in my family have allowed them to come back because they have changed. Yeah, I guess some people can change, but I have a hard time believing that. Especially like if you're a racist for like 40-something years or longer, I have a really hard time believing you when you say you're not a racist anymore.
Life. That's what I'm talking to right now. How do y'all deal with your racist family members?
For years, I tried to talk to them and show them the error of their ways. And when I realized that they're not going to change and they don't want to change, I cut them off. That's it. I hold them accountable. I still call people out on their shit, but I disassociated myself from all of them.
So here is a follow-up video he did, literally responding to this comment here that says, I used to call them out on it. They refuse to change or learn. They are no longer part of my life. We are completely no contact. Now, this is his response.
First of all, I'm not coming for this person at all. I'm just using their comment to respond to you guys because there's a lot to respond to. But after seeing all the responses, the stitches, comments, duets, whatever, which I do appreciate, there's kind of a general consensus that I've noticed. And that general consensus is that most, if not all, white allies eventually get to the point where they just isolate themselves from their racist family members. They just cut them off. After thinking about it, there's two sides of myself that's kind of wrestling with this. There's the cynical slash realistic side of me who's thinking about it like, oh well, that's the cost of standing up for black lives. Sometimes you're going to lose friends. Sometimes you're going to lose family members. But you better keep calling them out because that's how we fix things. But then there's the empathetic side of me who thinks about it in the sense of, man, it has to take a tremendous emotional and mental toll on you guys to have to isolate yourselves like this. Especially seeing as though your family should be the one circle of people that you can trust and confide in the most. And you basically have to just push them to the side. That's gotta be tough. But the reason why I asked the question in the first place is because I was genuinely curious on how you guys navigate through that, seeing as though, especially for the black community, we don't really experience that. That's not something that we really have to deal with very much. Of course, you're always going to have the self-hating Candace Owens wannabes that just choose not to get it. But honestly, they're kind of in the minority. For the most part, we all just kind of get it because we've all pretty much experienced it in one way or another. But with all of that being said, the main message that I want to convey to all of those who have responded to this question is this. Number one, thank you for your responses. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for speaking up on this. As hard as it may be, I appreciate you. What you're doing is not going in vain. It's important. Secondly, don't stop doing what you're doing. Keep fighting because there's only one way that we fix this deep-rooted problem, and that's together.
So I took some screenshots of comments, like I said, so you guys can see what other people that couldn't stitch the video, what they dropped in the comments. Now, on your screen are some of these comments. Please pause to read if you want to. Now, talking about racism, white people often feel so uncomfortable, anytime you, bring up the topic, the conversation. They don't like it. They don't like it. And I'm glad that there are other white people that are not in support of racism, and they are doing the work on TikTok, on YouTube, on Twitter, calling these racist people out. Now, I always say this: racism is taught, and if we don't talk about it, create awareness to let people know that racism is bad, it will still continue. It is still happening, and these white people that are racist basically are trying to shut a lot of people up, like not to express themselves or talk about it. And that is why I always make videos about racism. This is 2024. We just have to do better. Let me know what you all think in the comments again, and thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and of course come back for another video. I'm gonna see you all in my next one. Y'all take care. Bye.